Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Married at First Sight All-Star Panel. Hey, with Jack and Glenn, we got August Love Story, and we got Talisa Ray in the house. Yeah. What's up, people? How are y'all doing? August Love Story, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good, man.
It was a good Thanksgiving.
Mom came down. I was like, all right, lady.
That's what's up. I see y'all got the Christmas tree up and popping already.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, it's in the corner.
Yeah,
I bought 2 new trees, so I put up the last 2 today.
Got you. Talisa, how was Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was nice. Always that extra days, and then being able to hang out with family and friends. And I really wish I hadn't cooked a little something, because everywhere we went, somebody sent us home with a plate. Because you know how you normally be like, I'm gonna cook something because you need something when you get home. I ain't need nothing. I feel like we gonna waste some food, and it was too late for me to go look for the homeless people. I'm not going in the encampments at nighttime like that.
I know that's right. I don't do this much. Well, Jack, how you feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was good. It was good. We went to my mom's, and we had a miscommunication, and we had 3 pans of macaroni and cheese.
Oh, I didn't have
good miscommunication though.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Nobody was fighting.
No. Exactly.
I was all 3 of those.
It's macaroni and cheese cook-off.
Seafood macaroni and cheese, which was good.
Which was planned, yeah. Me and my sister made this. We saw the same recipe, but she added seafood because she's a pescatarian. So she had a seafood one, and I had a regular one. And my cousin walked in and was like, I made macaroni and cheese. I was like, bruh, we already got 2 big pans, but okay.
I won't done.
Right.
Right. And I deep fried the turkey. Might post a video later of me.
Fried turkey.
My turkey looked nice. Might post a video later of me, pulling out the turkey out of the grease. It was nice and crispy on the outside, and brown and nice and juicy on the inside.
That's the way I like it, man.
Nice and juicy, man. But we ain't here for our Thanksgiving dinner plans because I get hungry all over again. We're here for Married at First Sight. So while you guys here, whether channel you're watching the August Love Story channel, Talisa Ray channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification, and make sure you join into the chat because we got a lot to talk about today on episode 6 of Married at First Sight. Let's get started with this couple, man. Let's get started with Alan and Madison. Talisa, your thoughts on Alan and Madison up to this point?
You're gonna start with me because I ain't been here. I understand. It's cool.
People want to hear your voice. They asked for you last week. They're like,
I'm so glad I was missed because I be disappearing and folks be like, who is you?
They asked about you, so I wanted to make sure they heard your voice, and so
So here's the thing: I don't know what you guys have been talking about because I know that Glenn, you've been doing this at least 2 Sundays. You started 2 Sundays ago when the weddings was over.
Last week was the first one.
Okay. So I feel like she doesn't like him. There's not going to be really much she's going to be able to do he's going to be able to do, and he wants to do all the things. He wants to make sure he makes it work. And she keeps talking about, because this was the last thing I saw, she keeps talking about, I want somebody who takes care of themselves, right? And so if we look at it holistically, he does. He says he's in therapy. He says he is his happiness, all of that. What she means is, I want somebody to go to the gym. You need to go to the gym. And when we saw her and they got, when they were talking about the matchup, like who her normal or her type was, she said it's always the pretty boy and that he's fit and he has a baby face. And so she's open to something different. Evidently, that's not true. I mean, when you think about how she talks about the way that he dressed, right? I mean, his ceiling is missing just a little bit and everything. He might have cut that hair down a little low, but he's not a bad looking guy. He is actually caring for her, really is into her. And I feel like the theme with all of these couples, including, I ain't gonna say his name till y'all say his name because I'll be messing up. But the black couple,
Ikechi.
Thank you, ma'am, because I was gonna call him Ikechi. And
that was just said it all wrong in the background as if he was right.
Ikechi. These couples, I feel like one person likes the person more. Like one person is all in and the other person is like, oh, I'm cool. Like I feel like that to an extent for every couple, including the Latin couple, Juan and Carla. Carla's a nut a little bit, but nevertheless,
Juancho.
Juan, that she calls him Juancho, but I think his name is Juan, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like I was gonna say, is his name really like Juanito? Like, you know, I don't know. So yeah, I just feel like she's gonna miss out on an awesome opportunity because she's really superficial. She's all into the way that she looks, and because she's into the way that she looks, she wants her partner to look the same, like have the same interests, like go up and get to the gym and all of those things. When really it's just aesthetics, a clean line in his face and a different type of haircut, but you'd say also, I think, was it the last episode or was it the one before that? I think it was the one on the boat when she was like, I don't want to change the way that he looks. Like, I don't want to come in. The baby all right? What's going on?
She just looked over and just screamed and then smiled.
Oh, I like it. I like the randomness. Hey, Lily.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I'm sorry. She just interrupted. She ain't said nothing for 30 minutes. And then just out of the blue.
Yeah, that's how you know she just wants y'all to know she alive.
Okay, I'm muting us. Go ahead.
And so when she said that she did not want to change him, right? But she talked about his, what was it, watermelon and cherry pants and his mismatched shirt and his green. She said she didn't want, but then you get home and you say that you do. Like, I want you to calm down the loud clothes. And I'm all like, that's unfair. I thought you didn't want to change. And you shouldn't want him to change. You should want him to be exactly what they picked for them. But I'm going to give them credit where credit is due. She is vocalizing what she does not like. And most times we don't find out until we 4 weeks in that all of these things are a real huge problem because all they're doing is sharing it with the other couples. And then we have to wait until they get with the experts and share with the experts what their issues are. So I'm grateful for that, but I think she's doing herself a disservice. I think that's it for me. I ain't bring no notes in here because I said I'm gonna start recording. So I'm gonna do a recap, kind of what my feel is. Anybody who listening, this is what my thoughts are of all the couples up through 6, and then I'm gonna come in with the weekly show. That's what I say today, but don't hope it.
Hey, Tommy, your thoughts on what do I say? Alan and Madison.
Alan.
Yeah, man. I feel like he's still walking on that eggshell, but he's like trying to figure out because he knows that she doesn't like him like that. And so like in the episode they did the little I was gonna say the Aztec meditation thing. Is that what they did?
Oh, what did they call what they did? I can't remember.
It was something from the Mayans. Like it's a historical thing that they used. Anyway, they was in the jungle touching on each other. And so when they was there, she was like, yeah, you're in your mind, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I get why you in there, because it's like she done told you she don't like the way you dress, and you ain't her cup of tea. So it's like now she has to change things, and she's like, I don't want to change you, but I want you to dress better. Like, I'm like, those things come with time. Get to know this dude. Like, don't worry about what this guy got on. Worry about if he stinks, if he's a good person and stuff like that, because you have to you're not making the decision during the honeymoon. That's why I don't understand the other girl. The what's the Michelle? Mm-hmm. It's too many M names for me.
Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle.
Like, that's why I don't understand her. I'm like, you're not trying to make a decision today. Enjoy this honeymoon and pay attention to what's going on. Yeah, I like that she's vocal, because everything starts with communication. You saying things and stuff like that. But it's like you're the stuff that you are saying about him that you don't like are very superficial things. Somebody that don't work out, you continue to work out. You know that, like, because behaviors, or if y'all get to know each other, eventually he's gonna start going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you're gonna start seeing him doing push-ups or trying to eat healthier or something like that.
Or just invite him.
That too.
Like, if you want him to go to the gym, would you just be like, hey, you want to go to the gym with me? It's really that easy.
But the thing is, you're not trying to make a decision today. That's the biggest thing. It's like, man, just enjoy and learn who this person is without trying to get, like, it's been plenty of girls I went out on a date with that I knew that was not gonna, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna make it. You know, but I enjoyed my date. I went to go see The Great Gatsby one time, in the movie The Great Gatsby. I didn't think the movie was great. I didn't think the girl I went to go see the movie with was great.
I hope she ain't watching this.
Well, she is. I'm married now. I don't care.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you said you don't think she great.
I
She
mean,
could be a
like,
great person.
like she wasn't my cup of tea, right?
Okay.
But she never would know that, because at the end of the day, she know it when I ain't call her back. But at the end of the day,
Tommy
it's like,
ghosting people.
I didn't ghost her, but it's like, you know when things don't work out, man. Like, this ain't gonna work for me. But it's just, like, but I enjoyed my date, man. We had a good time, we laughed, we went out to eat, and everything like that. And then I moved on with my life. That's the thing that I don't understand. Like, you get so stuck on what this man got on. So this may be something that he likes, man. And if every man conforms to what you like, it ain't been working for you. So that's why you on this show. Anyway, you got anything else? That's all I got
I
to say
wrote the
about
least about them. I wrote 2 sentences, and one of those
this. Alan
sentences.
needs to shut up and listen. What I wrote.
I wouldn't even say Alan needs to shut up and listen. I think that Michelle, not Michelle, what's her name? Madison is like Michelle in the regard that they're hanging up on one thing that doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah.
And as long as he can put on clothes to look nice when we got something to do, I don't care about what you look like when you go to work or when you kicking it at the house. Like, just, yeah, would I prefer you not to have on these green sunglasses? Okay, but they're a conversation piece. Somebody gonna talk to you about them.
Definitely.
You talk to somebody about them, and that's how you got them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that she's found her thing, but she's not weaponizing the thing that she has found to be the issue.
I wanted to say, and she's in a great position because she's not the worst person there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're looking at her and giving her a hall pass, because it's like, it's somebody worse than you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he needs to bless you. I think he needs to speak up for himself.
Uh-huh.
Be more I don't know the word, but he needs to do it.
Be assertive.
Yeah, be more assertive about certain things and stuff like that, and be sure of yourself when it comes to what she says she don't like and stuff like that. But just be like, well, this is what I like, and this is what you got, type of deal. So
that's good.
All right, good. Beautiful guys.
Damn. I know, right?
What you got?
I feel like Artika, I really didn't have a lot with them, except that what you all touched on, and both of y'all, that, I mean, that's his style. Let him be him. We too early to be trying to change the fundamental basis of somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't know him that well. Let him be him. And like Tommy said, if your type, I think Tommy or Artika, either one, if your type was working out, you wouldn't even be on here. You wouldn't be on here. So maybe you don't need a pretty boy. Maybe you don't need nobody who works out all the time. And then it's not like he said he didn't work out. How about everybody ain't gonna be no gym rat like you? I can't expect everybody to be a gym rat like you.
But I do expect you to go with me once in a while.
I mean, yeah, go with me every once in a while, but God dog it, even if he don't want to go, it's okay. It's okay. I think he's been a gentleman. All in all, like Tommy said too, she ain't the worst one. She got her issues. I kind of felt like she was bordering on the worst one. She could get there with how she left him in that apartment when they got back. She could turn to be the worst one, but up until that point, I was like, I mean, she don't like him that much just yet, but she ain't mean about it. Not completely mean. So.
No, she's a little passive aggressive. She's not mean. I think the thing that got me about her, and I think I said it in our review, was my man's friend just died, and you talking about him leaving the toilet seat up. I mean, like his friend died, and all you could do is complain about the toilet seat being left up. It's not like she didn't console my man. Like, dang, your friend died. This the dude you just had drink with like 2 days before you got married, or 2 weeks before you got married.
No, she did console him. I think we was past that moment, and she was like, "How much longer do?" Maybe she's
like, I need to go home.
They just got home. She was supposed to stay her ass at home. Okay,
right? You supposed to stay at home.
Right.
Yeah. At least for the next weekend. I'm going back mute.
What y'all talking about?
In the previews for next week, Madison left and went out with her friends the first night.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the end of this one.
The end of this week.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Oh yeah, because it showed on the camera in the living room.
Right.
Right. And you know, his friend just died. He just got back to Chicago.
That don't mean he meant it.
And my man's in the hot tub by himself. He in the hot tub by himself, like she gone. She gone for 3 hours.
He said
no married at first sight. If we just got back from our honeymoon and I said I'm going out with my friends, you'd be like, where you going?
Right.
Right. And she didn't even ask me.
I can't even go nowhere now. I got boys and they want to say, well, where you going?
Right. It reminded me of Alexis and Justin when Alexis went out and Justin was staying at home. Right. So again, it gives me those vibes she feels like she just went on a trip with a friend. And I mean, you, not a husband. I went on a trip with a friend. I'm back in town, so I'm gonna hang out with my real friends. I'm gonna leave you where you're at. And so to me, it becomes off insensitive to the point where she's trying to change him. To me, it seemed like, now let's go back to the gym thing. It seemed like he doesn't want to participate in the gym. He said it's not my thing, or I don't do this on a regular basis. It don't take much to go and walk on a treadmill while somebody's, lifting weights. So, or doing what they need to do. At least share some moments with me. She is kind of controlling to him a little bit. She's not like Morgan. Y'all remember Morgan when she talked bad to Ben? She's not a Morgan per se, but she reminds me of Morgan just a little bit, where she works out. She likes what she likes, and but she's not gonna be forceful to make him like what she likes, but she'll bring it up all the time, hoping he'll catch the hint. And he's so passive aggressive, he's just passive. He's just so passive that he said he'd been in a relationship where the girl controlled everything. So he is the guy that he's a people pleaser. His friend said he's a people pleaser. So he's going to do everything he can to try to please her to make this marriage work. And it's not going to come off well. I mean, he can't add no more hair. He could shave a little bit, but that's neither here or there. But again, I think they've only been together. They've been on the honeymoon for 7 days. And she talked about every one of his outfits.
Yep.
every single
one outfit, even to the man, down to the man's drawers. She talked about his drawers, right? Like, oh, that's what you're gonna wear to bed? Oh, you like those drawers? I can't remember what was on it. Pickles or something?
Yeah, I think that was.
She talked about the man's drawer, like, what you gonna do? Pack his bag next time? This works for him. It works for him. So I don't know. I don't see them together long. Depends on how this night out lasts, but I don't see him ending it. I see her ending it, but being nice about it.
I have my ideas of what's going to happen with them, but we don't have to get into that.
No, we won't get into that thing. So we won't.
They're not gonna be together. That's the biggest idea.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna put it down on her. That old nerd with that funny dress.
If he gonna
get one good time, and then gonna be looking crazy. That's a give me one good time.
Like, I like green glasses too.
You said something that's key to Lisa. Like, they both into computers, but we never heard them talk about their computer stuff, right? We never heard them both talk like nerd talk. I don't want to say nerd talk because I'm into computers too. We never heard them talk computer stuff. So you don't hear that conversation or that commonality between the two. That's weird.
I think he messes up when he for him not speaking up for himself, because I do remember when he said she was leaving or she was leaving out the door, and if it was gonna bother him like it did, he should have said either I'm going or tell her let's stay here with me tonight. There's nothing wrong with saying that. And that's why I say, man, they need to have marriage counseling before this thing.
But if you're a people pleaser, you're not gonna be like, let me ruin your fun because
No,
you
it's
had planned to leave.
I don't think it's a ruin your fun type of thing. I think it's
I'm definitely gonna look at it as you trying to ruin my fun if I wanted to go and you wanted me to stay.
Well, I guess I ain't looking.
And I don't know you. You call me fun police all the time.
You are the fun police.
Then when you think about it, not only that, he wants her to like him. So, not only am I a people pleaser, but I want you to like me. So I'm just going to appease what it is that you want. I'm not going to rock the boat. So yeah, Artika, I'm with you on that. It ain't that easy, Tommy. You ain't never been a people pleaser. Okay, yeah, you ain't never been I'm a recovering people pleaser, so I know what that looks like. Definitely is trying to appease her, like really wanting just like me a little bit. And if me not saying anything is gonna help. So I'm with you, Artika.
Well, why do that and then complain about it?
Because I can complain to you about it like the general public. He was complaining to a camera.
Yeah.
Not thinking about all the people that are on the other side of the camera, but he's just complaining to a camera. Like, I'm a person who likes to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Like, I don't consider myself a people pleaser, but I'm definitely going to keep a situation as level as I can because I don't want to deal with all of the conflicting personalities of a situation. So for that, when you look at it from that standpoint of he wants to be a people pleaser, go have fun. I'm not trying to ruin your night. We just met each other a week ago. I don't know how long you've had this plan. Granted, I don't have to like it, but I'm gonna tell you, go have fun, and then I can suck about it while you go.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's the only, not an only child, but the oldest child. Oldest children have the whole people pleasing syndrome.
Do
yeah, Lily does.
Do she?
I'm the oldest child. I'm recovering, so don't think whoever's watching. The answer's no. Okay, I don't have my words come out clear and concise now. Unless I feel bad, then I have to take a second. But it's still no. But if you it's the older people. The first child. It's the first child syndrome because I want everyone to be happy. I'm responsible for keeping the peace in the house. I got a little quad hollering and screaming, and here come my mom and my dad yelling at me because he's screaming, talking about Lily. What you doing? So now I'm trying to just make sure everybody is happy. And I'm only using that. They don't do that to that baby. I'd fight them. They don't do that to my Lily. Okay. Y'all don't
do that to us. She tells us all the time we're not being kind to her.
Get him, Lily.
I told Lily said that to me one time, and I said, "Man, I don't care. I don't care about being kind."
Yes, that's what the daddy comments, man.
Look, I'm about to say my oldest sister is in the chat. I wonder can she testify to that? Well, she's my only sister, and she's older than me.
Are you a people person? I think
people pleaser.
I think I'm not a people pleaser. I'm recovering. I think sometimes certain people I try to please, and some people I just don't even care.
I ain't never known you.
I ain't never been that way.
Nah, I'm really not. But like my elderly people, I'll please my elderly folks. I take care, look for them. I take care, look for them, take care of them. But here's
and he is the youngest child through and through.
Yeah.
She said, "I agree."
I want to go back to this thing, even with the I want to call it a tribal ritual, but their situation with the
spirit guide,
the spirit guide.
Wasn't it?
A what?
Shaman, yeah,
that's what it
shaman.
was. I need to look that up.
Because even when he put his hand on her chest, right? They talk about later, like he was close to her boob, and she was like, "I didn't mind, but I didn't want to." Like to me, that would have been an opportunity. Like, okay, she don't mind me touching her because they had a problem with them touching earlier. So to me, as a person being shy or trying to build my confidence, she didn't mind me touching up here. Like, can we try that again when we get to the room? Like, can I hold your hand? Can we walk? Can we do this tonight before we go to sleep? Like, we felt connected here. Like, build on the moment, right? If you're him, you try to build on that type of moment.
I like your face, Jackie. I like your face.
Jackie, like, nah.
Because
you got to build on that, though.
She said she didn't mind. She didn't say she wanted more.
Right. And he did touch on her back on that boat. They kept zooming in on that. So that was something he did listen to her when she said it was okay.
The small of her back.
Small of time.
That's a different touch. You're right.
That's a different touch. I mean,
I like it.
Yeah. You need to touch the small of your back.
And I'm not talking about.
Get that started over there, Artika.
Right. And I'm talking about
trying to get something started for the last week.
Don't put my girl on blast. Don't do her.
No, yeah,
Don't do her.
Hey man, look, I'm gonna tell you something. When you got 2 little kids, that's a whole different podcast.
Man, it's a whole different.
It's a whole different podcast. When you got little kids, brother, and you busy and tired, Artika, I understand.
I'm tired of them kids.
Man.
I took 2 naps this weekend.
I understand. Look, we've been through that. We had 3, you know. So, but
funny, man.
But we'll move on. But again, he at least got to try something. He got to try something to see what. You got to see if the water's hot. We keep talking about this. See where the temperature's at in this thing.
We have this conversation every season.
But
we have this conversation every season because yes, you do want to see if the water is hot.
They put a guy on here like this every season.
But the problem that we have, again, male and female, they don't want to be too pushy to the point where it's like, oh, you're invading my space. I don't feel comfortable. Right. It's like, it's a very delicate balance.
But it's not pushy for me to grab your hand, right? It's not pushy for me to.
Maybe not to you, but then to her, she may be like, he touched my hand. I didn't want him to touch my hand.
At least I know.
I promise you, Michelle and David would be like that. I'm just saying.
But at least I know if I grab your hand and you push me away, I know I ain't gotta do that no more, right? If we in land and we're sleeping together or we're in the bed and I try to go over and put my arm around you and you push it off, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Big spoon, little spoon, whatever case may be. You know what kind of water you're in. And we talk about Michelle and David when she tell you, some things are obvious when they say, you know what, I don't want to sleep in a bed with you. You get that one, right? you get that one, right? But you ain't 100% sure when she's talking about your fashion, but she's smiling in your face, y'all laugh, have some good moments, and now you're laying in the bed at night and you might just want to throw your arm over. You may just want to be comforted. Not that you want to get sexual, you just want to see where the intimacy level's at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we got to remember too, it's the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's 7 days in. But
yeah.
Okay. So let's move to another couple. We talk about intimacy. Let's talk, and let's go to Camille and my man Thomas. Intimacy, because she said she brought some lingerie on the trip that she ain't pull out yet.
And she also sat him down on the bed and said, "Hey, we're not gonna do this."
I like you.
I like you, it's not good. No.
Also, whatever.
Yeah, she said the lingerie was just a maybe.
Yeah.
It's definitely not tonight.
He said, "Okay."
What else can you say?
Well, how can we get to a place where I'm gonna see the lingerie? Like, I feel like this is the time when they're supposed to be having all these conversations, which is one thing that I appreciate about David. Like, he wants to have the conversations. I want to be forthcoming. And so I feel like these people are missing the opportunity, like, because they're scared. Thomas is scared. It's not my turn. Anyway.
Go to Lisa. Go ahead. No.
I already went first. I already went first.
I think it's Tommy. Go ahead, Thomas and Camille.
Y'all go.
I mean, look, I'll go. I think Thomas. Talk about the intimacy first, man. I think Thomas and Camille are moving at a decent pace, right? She's kind of controlling things, and which is great. She's letting them down softly. She said, "You know what? I do like you, but I'm keeping my boundaries up at the same time. I do like you, but I'm gonna keep my standards up." And this is where I want to go, right? This is where I want this relationship to go. This is how I want the relationship to be. And you can see the communication with him. And you can see the progression of Thomas a little bit, open it up some more. And in the past couple of weeks, he's talking more, right? He's feeling her more. He understands that there is a dynamic between them because he wouldn't have been hurt so much when she got on the light skin, proper African-American guy. to the dark skinned guy or the city guy, she says, right? The city and the suburban person, right? But he felt some type of way. And I like the fact that they was able to communicate and talk about that, right? They was able to have that discussion because some people would have been mad and been on fire for days, right? But he was able to discuss that, and she was able to explain to him what she meant by that, and he was able to receive that, and he was able to even share with her how it affected him in the way that it affected him, and it didn't really bother their relationship none. They still was on that high towards the end of it, and we sitting there thinking like, dang, some people have really been pissed off about this, but he handled it well because it wasn't his first rodeo with that experience, and she was willing to try something different than what she's used to, right? She's used to the city guys, which I took that as being I'm used to the hood guys, the guys that's been in the streets, but I want something different now, and I'm trying something different, and she's willing to go through the experiment, and she's open to Thomas, and I think he's growing on her, and I think with the intimacy, I think it's going to come. But intimacy after 7 days or 4 or 5 days, intimacy is on your level, doesn't necessarily mean sex. And I think people want to equate the intimacy to being sex. It's not sex. I think she said, I like the way he holds my hand, or the way he talks to me, or the way he handles me. And so that's the way, what I think is good there. It is going to be in a good direction, right? So I think that's where it's moving. Jack.
I don't know. We said this last week. I like Thomas and Camille. I have hope for them. But yeah, I like the fact, like you said, that he didn't just get stuck in his feelings when she said, I prefer a more urban guy. Yeah. He didn't get stuck in his feelings. They did talk about it, and he's trying. He had the rose petal thing. He's trying to be romantic. They went dancing, and he obviously is not a dancer, like to stepped on her pretty white toes. But he's trying. I think they'll get there. But I really don't have anything with them.
But I'm gonna say what Sean said, man. Sean, thanks for joining us, man. But I feel like I was offended too, though. I felt some type of way. I think we were sitting in the house on Thanksgiving watching it. I'm like, dang, did she say that out loud? Like, did she really go there out loud about I like more street guys than suburban type guys? And
she went there.
But this is why I said that. Why I was kind of offended. Like, I go back to college, right? I was preppy before preppy was preppy, and Jackie and them used to joke on me when I was at school because I dressed with the khakis, the Ralph Lauren shoes, the polo shirts, and this is 1997 before it was cool. This is how I dressed, right? From where I came from, and I'm at a major university, and cats looking at me like, man, well, who's this dude? Who is this square? And they used to talk about me like that. So I can feel where Sean was, where Sean is coming from, and where Thomas was coming from, because I've been approached that way when I wore the khakis and polo shirts, the Ralph Lauren shoes and things like that, and people saying, "Oh man, what you doing? What are you wearing khakis for?" Right?
But where's we wrong?
Were you wrong?
You did used to hang out with you were on the wrestling team. But we know who's on the wrestling team.
But doesn't matter. But that was my circle, though. That was my circle, and that was I understood.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's the way I presented myself. It doesn't mean I wasn't intelligent. I was still African American. Yeah, no. But you got to look at my background, though. And I look at his background. I was a military kid, so I grew up around a diverse culture of people. I didn't just grow up from people that was in the hood. So again, we look at people who not being black enough just because of their dress, which is offensive to some people, and it's very offensive to a lot of people. Because I'm lighter and I talk proper. Come on, that's not nothing. Come on, that's what we doing these days.
Yeah, but for her, it's not. It wasn't the light skin and talking proper, because she's light skinned. She talks proper. It was his dress like. I need you. Where are your Timbs? Where are your Timberlands?
No.
I need to know where your Timbs are. I need. I want a roughneck. Gotta have a roughneck. That's all she was saying.
But don't be fooled. Doesn't mean I'm not a roughneck.
Oh, he's definitely not a roughneck. Stop it, Glenn. Stop.
He might be able to handle his.
He's not a roughneck.
You don't know that.
Okay, he's not a roughneck.
He might be able to handle
just because he got tattoos.
You know what? I'm not messing with you. To Lisa.
Listen. I'm with Jax. Okay, it's an energy. And I'm not even saying that he got to be all urban or roughneck. It's the energy. He does not carry like it's a vibe. It's a like, I don't know how to explain it. Now I ain't gonna say if I was her, I would not give Thomas an opportunity because he seems like a good guy. He seems like he's kind. He seems like he's attentive. He's going to be supportive. He is going to desire her, which is the thing that we be wanting. I want to be desired. I want to be cared for. I want to be loved. But that whole, like, he don't have no swag. He don't have no, it's not given black man. Okay. It's given a man, but it's not given. Like, okay, both of y'all sitting there and just in your regular energy, you give black man. You give, I'm confident. I know who I am. You know what I mean? I can go anywhere. I can carry my own. Like, I feel like she would feel like I'm going to be the person that had to stand up for us. I'm going to have to be the person. And she said, I don't know which episode, because, I had to watch them all. But she said, I want someone who's going to take the lead. I have to be the boss all the time. At work, every day, regular, and I feel like that's a boss babe's plight. Hello, my name is Talisa, and I understand. Like, I want to be able to come home and know that you're gonna be leading. That I can be like, oh, here I am in all my softness. I don't want to come home and have to tell you what to do what I'm supposed to do, like give you a whole list of instructions or teach you how to be what I know of as a black man. And I'm not, not all black men are the same. And yes, they are. We got some that are very professional, but they still have that energy. And shame on me, but it's the environment that he grew up in, culturally. And even in that, like, my mother is very, very much so professional, very much so elegant, speaks eloquently, has lots of grace. But here I am. Right. So I still have all my urban because my mother is who my mother is. Like, she's a black woman and I'm very stylish and all those things. And I just feel like if my mother wasn't my mother, if she was a different version, this was a prime example. I got some brilliant cousins, gorgeous, brilliant cousins. But the energy that we bring is different. Like, I can be in the same room with them, like they're high up on the chain. I speak well as they do. However, my energy says I'm that girl. Their energy says, hi, I'm whatever. I'm walking in and I'm saying I'm that girl. I'm that girl. I can do all of the things. And I think that that's really what she wants. Because she got a little bit of spice to her. She ain't got a lot, but she got a little bit, enough for her to want him to have some. I hope that's making sense. And not, y'all get your cousin, okay? Get your cousin in the comments. Every time I see him on breakfast, cold brew, I can't love brew in the morning. Get your cousin, okay? Nevertheless, I do think that she needs to kind of like remove that. You know what I'm saying? I get what she's saying, but I think that she needs to give him a genuine opportunity to show up as himself and love on her the way that she deserves. Because I love you, black man. Not all of the men that have the swag that she is looking for, that's probably what she's been dealing with, has not been good for her. You know what I'm saying? That had her end up in this place. So, ma'am, do me a favor and give Thomas a chance. Y'all saw his brother. Is his brother's name Timothy? His wife is non-black. So give him the opportunity to be with a black woman and experience that, because we're going to bring a different flavor. I sound so horrible, but I mean what I say. Wait. But
Talisa, you went right where I was about to say. Okay, so two things, because Glenn made the comment about the her taking the lead. So, and you made the comment that I was going to say, I forgot that she did say that he is taking the lead, but she wants him to take the lead because she said, I'm a boss all the time. I want him to take the lead. So that's the one thing with him. The other thing is, I think somebody said in the comments too that Camille's not an around the way girl, and you just went there. Like, my sister's in the comments, she could tell you I'm not an around the way girl neither. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times the around the way girls, we don't want the guy that's not around the way either. We want that guy. We want, okay. And
give me a square. I want a square.
To your point, I love the roughneck. I love the street guy, but it wasn't what I needed. which goes back to
not what you ended up with.
But and that's my point. But he got the country roughneck. Let's be real.
I'm
okay,
I'm
he got the country roughneck.
I'm a country boy.
He from the country hood, but and you just went to that. You know, it's like a lot of times that's what we're attracted to because guys like that are cut from the same cloth as us. It's like brother. It's almost kind of like Ikechi said to MM. It's you get a homie vibe from them. Like, no, I want a little risk. I want a little danger. You're not dangerous enough for me. But that's not been working for her. So give Thomas a chance. You've been trying the hood guys. Try something different. And I think even though she said it, it's not that she's not giving him a chance. She just want to be upfront and say, this is not what I'm used to, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to go with it. And look, it'll work for you. It'll work for you, sis.
I think that it will too, Jackie. I think that she really needs to give him the opportunity because I am a little around the way and I do love a blurred, honey. I do love awkward, but I need you to be able to stand in your manhood. I do. And Hubert, you be so crazy in your comments. Sir, you be crazy in them comments in the morning. That's all I got.
My turn.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah.
Can I say something first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to start off by saying I missed that whole scene. That's the first thing. Second thing, I didn't know that Thomas identified as a black man.
Yeah, we talked about that. I was like, he's black. She was like, I don't think he is.
Like,
I was like,
because
he's black.
like he's adopted. I don't know if he knows who both of his parents are. The birth mama didn't look like she was black, so I did not know that he identified as a black man.
Yes.
So when it was like when Tommy was recounting that conversation to me, and I was like, so are we offended because she called us black and we not black? I'm confused. So I missed it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I just didn't know that he identified as a black man. Go ahead, because you watched that part.
I've sung every song that y'all have.
Every single song that has been.
I've been over here jamming. What was I gonna say, man? That whole thing. She could have kept that comment about him not being black enough, or she could have kept that to herself. I think Thomas. It's the thing that men. I don't even want to necessarily say black men, but men themselves. They have to think about so many things about life, right? And when it comes to black men, you have to fit a certain mold, but that's not a black man. It's black men are different versions of people, and you have to understand that and realize that it's a word for that. We're multifaceted.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
That's one of those good college words.
Mm-hmm.
But it's his personality. He can't dance. We saw that boy. I was like, man, you gotta enjoy it. Get into it. First off, I took a ballroom dancing class, and I've been trying to get Artika to go for the last 10 years. I have.
Okay.
But but I think she needs to give him a shot at not concerning herself with him not being hood enough, but he's good enough, because everybody wants a person that's gonna treat them right. And he's a person that's gonna treat her right. Let him be goofy, because the way that man skipped when they got off the boat, for him, let him have that. Let him have his little quirks and stuff like that, because all of us have quirks. All of us do weird stuff. People eat chitlins.
Hey, wait.
I'm all like, I like them. Don't even go there. Because
Me too.
I'm just trying to figure out how we got there.
No, because it's so many people that like chitlins stink, man.
Okay.
And people eat that.
They don't stink when you pull out the membrane. Movie quote.
They stink. But it's like we respect people that like you eat it, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it. It's not a box that you got to put black men in, or especially in this situation, Thomas. You got to remove that box. Please stop. you got to remove that box and allow him to be who he is and get to know that person, because then it's like, oh, what are you doing? And her saying she want a hood guy. She usually date hood guy or city guys.
I think
which-
she said R&B.
who?
Was that the word? I think she said R&B.
He listened to
She
R&B.
said city guys. Yeah, she definitely said city guys, and I think she said R&B too.
CDB,
But-
R&B,
Uh-huh.
which is really.
I
But how'd that work out for her? She on the show.
That's what
Well,
I said.
I mean,
It's like
she should give him a chance. She should give him a chance. I'd give. He a little light for my taste, but I would give him a shot.
Oh, me too.
He a little light, honey. He a little
Me
light.
too.
But I, you know, the way he adores her and looks at her, I would give him a shot because he looked like he is going to be about her.
He sure wanted her to show that lingerie though.
That orange and black little lingerie.
I was rooting for him. I was like,
you was like, you know why she didn't pull? I was hoping she was gonna pull that purple thing off and it'd be up under there. So
I was too. I just knew she was. But then she sat on that bed and said, "Come here, come sit next to me." Because you see, he pulled out the flowers, and I'm trying to bring the mood back. He's like,
right,
was trying to get a little piece.
I thought that was kind. Like I thought that was sweet. He was like, "Can you just stay out here? I know it's a little hot." Like he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to make it more comfortable." Like
he was like, "Hold on, let me go in here real quick." He was trying to get
her. But he's trying to date her, and I think that's what he's doing. He realized that they're married, but he's trying to date her with the dinner, with the flowers. I don't necessarily think it's more about him trying to get in her pants, but he's trying to make her feel comfortable and date her and make it to the point where she's starting to feel relaxed with him. I think he's playing the long game, say, you know what, eventually he's going to come, but I'm okay with it. But if it comes tomorrow, I'll say yes. You know, it's like Antoine Fisher. Are you hungry? I can eat. You know what I'm saying? Like I can eat. Like you know, do you want something? I can get it. You know. So I think it's one of those things where he's trying to make her feel comfortable, but it's also she has to be able to communicate with him more effectively what her desires are and what she wants. I don't think we talked about him being a leader. I can't remember her ever communicating that to him. I think she said in her vignettes, but did she ever communicate that to him? I like you to lead more.
Actually, I think didn't she?
I can't remember. If I
missed that part, y'all let me know.
Didn't he say no? She didn't. No, she didn't.
So she has to be able to communicate some of these things.
And I wrote in my notes, oh, I'm so glad that he planned the salsa event for them. Like I think I wrote. I don't think that she.
That brother can't dance though.
No, he can't.
It wasn't about dancing though. It was about him leading, taking a leadership role in something. Right, whether it's something so simple as dancing, tomorrow it may be him fixing the tire in her car. Right, it may be packing her bags or actually taking her stuff to the airport. Then we can get those serious conversations about, hey, I think every woman wants a guy to lead, right? But I don't know your background, where you came from. So tell me, how do you want me to lead you, right? Because every guy's not a natural leader. So how do you want me to lead you? Do you want me to lead you? Because there's different leadership styles. Right, I can't lead you like I'm coaching you at a coach, and I can't yell at you. I got to lead you and communicate with you the way that you need to be communicating. We haven't dated, we married, so now I have to learn how you want me to lead you. So let's have this conversation so I can show you where we can go. You want me to just lead you in finances, or you want me to lead you in the bedroom? You want me to lead you in every area, right? Do you want me to lead you by putting gas in your car? Do you want me to lead you by staying up? If you work late, staying up until make sure you got home safely. Those type of things. When you talk about leading and taking care of you, is that you have to communicate to a person, especially in this situation. How do you want me to lead? Because the leader, we talk about, people say, I want a man to lead. It's so many different dynamics of how a man can lead, but you tell me which way you want me to lead. Because my leadership style may not be what the leadership style you used to. And the leadership style maybe not be the leadership style that you saw growing up. Because you may want me to lead like your daddy, but I ain't see that style. And I ain't your daddy. No, they're not taking it.
But I was going to say, I don't know. She might. I don't know.
But it's become different leadership styles, and I think that's how people have to look at it. How do you want me to lead in this situation? And he might have seen something different in his home, and you saw something in your home. Now we have to combine it and make our home and our marriage the way that it should be, not comparing it to anybody else's.
I don't honestly think she knows. I think she says it, or a lot of people say, I want the man to lead because it sounds good. I don't think people really truly know what they actually need, because it's like, in that situation, she doesn't seem to like truly know what leading is, because it's like, leading what? Like, you got married to him, you met him, got married to him, and immediately went to Mexico.
So far, their entire life is production led,
Right. Like
not
that,
spouse led.
it's you haven't made it to a point in your life for him to lead anything. Like, y'all just go out here and have a good time. You know, say what you want to do, and he gonna say what he want to do, and both of you guys got to be willing to go do it, man. Like, right now, it's a time for, I just want to get to know you. You know, I just want to do this, I just want to do that, you know, type of thing. And again, we come into the thing with men taking the slow road on this, because they can't overstep. You know, we got to be polite and all these things, just because we don't know how she's going to react to it. And if she reacts in a negative way, then that shuts down the whole thing. Somebody had compared women. It was a woman that told me this. Compare women in the household are the heartbeat of the house. You know what I'm saying? And I never thought about it like that. And I was like, well, if the heartbeat is messed up, because I've said it, like, if my wife has an attitude, it affects the whole house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have that mentality. So if I'm coming in all strong, headstrong, and all this and all that, I still have to respect what you think, what you want to do, how you feel, and stuff like that. And Thomas is that type of person, you know. So that's all I got.
I don't know. I agree that there are so many different ways to lead, but lead doesn't mean dictatorship, right? I think that a lot of people think that when you hear lead, that I'm gonna plan everything and I'm gonna do everything. I don't think essentially that's what, at least for me, I only really can speak for me, that's what I would want when I say lead. I really just want a safe place to land, and we can collaborate on everything, and we can, whatever it is that's going to work for our household. But like you said, Tommy, a conversation is needed. You have to first know what it is, what lead looks like for you, what it is that you want and desire. Like, what is it that I want, and be able to articulate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who said it, but no, it doesn't seem like she would be able to articulate what being a leader would be for her.
It sounds good.
She did say, though, like, I can plan all of this stuff, but no, she didn't say nothing else. That was it.
Right. So if you're confused about what leadership is, how do you expect the person you're married to, the guy you're dating?
Absolutely.
I guess that's why she want him to lead.
But again, if you lead, come on, hey Tommy. Now, can we be honest? You're married, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like the question, where you want to eat at. I don't want that place. I don't want a place you pick, and you pick the place, and it ain't the place that she want.
Yeah. You know what I did to fix that? I said, "Come on, put your shoes on." She said, "Where we going?" I said, "Just ride with me." As soon as she said, "When we gonna get something to eat?" The next place I saw, that's when we got something to eat.
You know what I thought he was gonna say?
We ate Sonic that night.
We did.
You know what I thought you were gonna say? I don't know where I saw it. It was like a guy did that. It's like, you know, he get his wife, his girlfriend, fiance, whatever in the car. And she's like, "Where are we going to eat? Are we going to so-and-so?" And the first place she named, he was like, "Yeah, that's where we're going. That's exactly where I'm driving."
Because it's funny how we really don't know, but we know we don't want that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you got to taste for something, you don't know what it is, but I know I don't want that. I don't want it.
But goes to articulation. It goes back to your articulation, though. It goes back to articulation. It goes back to the communication. It goes back to all that. A guy will take, you know what? A guy will be happy to go eat at, you know, let's just be funny. A guy go happy to eat at Cheesecake Factory, right? I know that was a big thing last year, right? And so people don't want to do cheesecake. If you don't, but if I know you don't like Mexican, if I know you don't like Mexican, right? And I like Mexican, I'm not gonna take you to a Mexican restaurant because you have communicated that to me, right? So I'm start putting things in my mental Rolodex as a husband or as a person dating you, so I can learn where to lead you and guide you. So I would never take Mexican if you don't like Mexican.
Yeah, that sounds great, but we talking about on the fly food, and I'm just gonna be honest. A lot of times we know we hungry, and we don't know exactly what the thing is that we want. But it could be we like Mexican food, and you'll say Mexican, but we'll be like, no, I don't want Mexican. We don't really. I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know what it is, but there's something about when you're in the midst of being hungry. So if you ask me ahead of time, like you say, oh, we're gonna go to dinner. Is there somewhere you want to go? I might could tell you, yeah, I want to go up to this little place down the street that I saw, or Mrs. Fish, I've been trying to go there. But if you ask me while I'm hungry, I'm gonna say, oh, I'm hungry. I just don't know what it is I want. I'm just hungry. And my ass would be like, because I'm not going to do it, because me and talk about it. I'm just going to go in here and get me a little snack. And then maybe I'll figure it out after that. Because hungry, I can't, my brain is not working well when I'm hungry. So I think that's
it goes from hunger to angry very quick.
Yeah. So it's like a real quick. And if you don't have an answer that fits well, now I'm mad at you. So that's not fair. So I normally just go get me a little snack and then be like, okay, so let's think about what we can eat. Like, because that's not
so out of everything y'all just said, how can Camille expect Thomas to lead that?
She can't. The expectation is that for me, the expectation is we're gonna have a conversation and figure it out. But because I know for me that because I can't make the decision when I'm hungry, you're gonna know that I can't make the decision when I'm hungry. I'm just gonna go grab me a snack and then we can figure it out. But you also have to be able to articulate that I can't do that because now it's just so many things.
So
but
leadership for him in that moment would have been, let me go get you some wheat thins.
You like wheat thins? Got some wheat thins over here. Just keep a bag of M&Ms in your pocket, man. She'll be happy. I don't think people think about the man's perspective when they bring up leading and everything like that, because it's a difference, right? It's not you walking out the door first or you making all the work. It's not a dictatorship like you said earlier, but leading like taking on responsibility for certain things, but it goes both ways. Like there's certain things that I'll take a back seat to because it's getting something off my plate. You know? And when your plate is full, that's what the partner is for, man or woman. Is to take some of what's on your plate and put it on theirs, and you work together. And that's the thing. Like you're asking him to do something that he is not mentally equipped for because he don't know the game. He don't know you.
Let me ask you this.
Or having a vision for your family, having a vision for.
Let me ask y'all this. So when you think about work, so when I think about work and I'm leading at work, I'm not doing all the things. I'm not making all of the decisions. I'm actually delegating. I'm actually having conversations. I'm actually putting things out to my team and saying, hey, this is what we're doing. Who has ideas? So I'm not expecting for me, I only can talk for me, for my man to lead in a way that's going to confuse him, right? I'm what Glenn just said was about vision. If you have a vision that we can follow, that's great. Now I'm gonna provide input. We're gonna share thoughts. I'm in the collaboration because I don't think anybody can do all the things by themselves. You get frustrated and angry. But again, this comes from a woman that's lived a long time. Let me tell it. And has, been married and lost a husband and had very, very, very a plethora of experiences in relationships. But I just feel like leading doesn't look like I want you to do everything. And leading is not us wanting you to read our mind either.
But we had to read your mind before. I did some mind reading.
But I mean, how old were you in the mind reading?
I got it completely wrong. I got a story for y'all when we get off of this live.
Artika done leveled you up, okay? Artika done leveled you up.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So you're not gonna do her. You're not gonna do her.
I got a story to tell y'all after this live.
But I agree with you, Artika. I think when you get to a certain age or when you get married, leadership is both people collaborating together to figure out where you want to go. The communication happens to where we've got to figure out where we want to go, even when it comes to leadership with kids, leadership in finances, leadership in marriage, leadership in happiness, right? Leadership in being together for a long period of time. And you got to figure out what works for you guys and know the direction. Leadership sometimes is taking the back seat and letting somebody else drive, right? And when you know you're tired and when you know you're frustrated, when you know you can't manage and you pulling that bad boy to the side of the road. Leadership is also you expressing the fact that you're tired and that you can't do it. So when you talk about leadership, is some leaders are vulnerable, right? They show their vulnerability, and so they say, you know what, I need your help right now. I need you to lift me up. I need you. I'm going through this moment, or I need. So it's two people having a collective agreement to go a certain direction. And one, we talked about the gym thing earlier about Madison and Allen, right? Sometimes you have to be able to be persuasive to get somebody to move forward, because it's not a good day. It's a bad day. So you have to be able to be creative. You have to be energetic. You have to be able to move on. And those are the type of things that we have to do as leaders, as husband or wife. It says submit one to another. So we both have to be able to submit, be submissive, and be leaders in a marriage in order for them to work. So,
100%.
all right, man. Let's move. let's move on. Let's move on to
Karla E1.
Karla E1, right? Karla E1. We move on to Karla E1, and never forget about Karla, right? She was being petty, and I'm sorry. It was petty. It was petty. He was helping his man out. He got his. Anyway, I'll go there, and I'll let August love story start, man. Y'all start Karla E1.
Juan and David went on a date.
They're gonna still be friends once they divorce their wives.
Yeah, they had a good time on their date. They went to. Did y'all hear him describe what they did? I was like, brother, did you kiss him? Like, what's going on? They was having a rough time at this honeymoon, but come on, man. Like, just say you had it. They went to the spa.
They walked on rocks.
They walked on rocks, and they went out to eat. I was like, this dude took this man on a date.
Ain't nothing better than an all-inclusive date
On his honeymoon.
Ain't nothing better than
And then told his wife that he forgot about her.
So that's where the problem was.
Like, I don't understand why you say that.
The interesting thing is that she said that she was taking on too many people's energies.
Yeah.
And she needed some time to herself. So she had that time to herself. He was able to go out on his date. And like, why you mad at him? Because
he had a good time on his date.
Right.
And you wanted to take a
break. And you had a good time taking a break. You took a break, he took a date.
Yeah.
What they're trying to say, Juan and David are about the best couple, about to be the couple swap. They had a better time on their date than anyone else. They did.
Right. They sure
if
did.
You throw in
both of them talked about it.
If you throw in what's her name? Madison.
Yeah.
And put in the gym, they a throuple.
Yep.
Like they gonna have a blast.
They gonna
together.
have a good time.
What were you saying?
Karla was petty. Juan did right when he read the room correctly and was like, hey, if you don't want to do this, and secondly, he was like, if you don't want to do this photo shoot, then let's cut it. Mm-hmm. And then secondly, why do a photo shoot like that? I just thought that was a weird decision to go on a date. Like, we just gonna have a photo shoot. This dude 3 days. Like,
I think that if your marriage worked out, there would be pretty cool pictures to have. But for some guy that you was married to for 6 weeks, not so much.
I think you're right. That's what I'm saying. It's like some guy that you've known for 3 hours. I don't think that's a good.
But you gotta think about it though. It's probably like one of those things when you go to like the little concierge area at the resort and they tell you about all of the stuff. You'll be like, "Oh, that's a good one. We're gonna go do that." Yeah. And she just picked that one.
I mean, like, it's a bunch of other stuff you could have picked. And the fact that me and my wife looked at each other and said, "Shit, we would have died."
I'm not holding my breath.
Trying to hold our breath underwater like that. When they told her to lean back into the water, he was over the bridge. Mm-hmm. Man, I was like, there's no way neither one of us would have did that.
First off, my neck would have been stretched too far out.
I've been like, my girl, leave it, man.
Don't count us out. Just give us the cute little pictures on the rocks.
Just keep us above water. But yeah, man, I think she was just being petty and it was uncalled for, but I also don't think Juan should have said he forgot about her.
Yeah.
That's all I got for them.
Pretty much it.
Talisa, your thoughts?
First off, I know y'all didn't like the water photos, but I liked them.
I thought
And
they were cute.
Man, they cute and all,
But-
but
but if we gonna go on an adventure, and this is an adventure, I don't know this man, okay, and I just married this man, I'm gonna go all out. Like I'm the adventure girl. I'm the girl that's gonna go out of the country by herself, have a good time, might meet somebody on the resort, and have a good time. Okay, take that how you want to. That means photos. That means cliff diving. That means all the things. And I may never see that person again. So for me, I'm just like, oh, it's an adventure, right? I'm in that era in my life. Everything's an adventure. So that's probably why I'm all like, oh, well, remember that one time I got married? That's how I feel that might show up. You know what I mean? And here go the pictures. We did this cute little water photo shoot, but that's me. Okay. Remember that one time? I do think that she was being super petty. Like she had her cape on because the man didn't mean I forgot about you. The man meant I had a good time. Poor choice of words. And the moment he said them, instead of her shutting down and becoming passive aggressive, like he said, I like that he used his words and then shared with her that she was passive aggressive. She should have said, is that what you mean? You forgot about me? Or even just repeating, you forgot about me. And he could have been like, oh no, that's not what I mean. I had a really good time. And so I didn't think of anything else but the enjoyment that I was having in this bromance. Because they did. It was a whole date. They had a good time. And you should have friends that you can go and have a good time with in the midst of a mess. That's what David is going through. And so I'm sure they are going to have an everlasting bond. Juan, I don't know. They both was very excited about that date. And then because I wasn't here last week, they don't have a problem. And it's going to be financial. Because I wasn't here last week, so I'm just going to say that. I feel like their problem is definitely going to be a financial. And then just getting a glimpse. And she was like, I quit my job. Did y'all see that snippet? Hopefully that was just a play on something because you know how they do us. So hopefully that's just a play. But to think that you would leave your job and this man got a startup, she's probably like a yoga Pilates instructor kind of thing. And it's probably going to go full force with that. That's great. But this man said, I got investors. Okay. I got investors. I think and then because I know earlier I said one person in the relationship likes the other one more. In this instance, I think it's equal. I think equally they are unsure about each other. Like, I like you, but there are things like she said that he's too much. That's not the word that he used. Like she was like, I'm more low key and he's more over the top. And for him, it's to find the finances. So I feel like for them, they're both in the same place of I like them, but am I going to stay with them? And that's all I got on them, except for that's all I got is she petty. And that whole money is energy. I do believe money is energy, but you can't be just throwing it out in the wind. Like, I do believe everything is an exchange of energy, but ma'am, okay, we are in a tight spot. Stop throwing that money away on them juices and go get you a Jack LaLanne or whatever it was called back. Anyway, I think I'm done.
Okay, so she was super petty. Now, let me tell you about me. I probably would have said something to him about him later, like, oh, you forgot about me? But I wouldn't have left him high and dry with the bag, with the bag and everything. But I definitely would have brought it up later, jokingly. You forgot about me? I forgot about you too. Ha, ha, ha. And I think it was a combination of he did enjoy spending his time with his bro. And then the other thing is, y'all just got married. He said it later. We're trying to do some reprogramming and accounting for somebody else because I'm so busy. I've been by myself. I got to remember, I got a stranger that I got to include in my decision making. So, and playing them in my day. So I think she went way overboard. And then it came and bit her in the tail. Miss, I'm talking about energy. And then you go in this water thing. And that's why you couldn't stay down under the water. Because you was being mean. You was being mean, and that's what you get. You know, but I would have had the same problem because I can't stay under the water either. I haven't learned how to let the air out to make myself sink down. But anyway,
I stay under that bad boy a long time.
you sure do. The other thing with them, I agree. To Lisa, money's going to be an issue. Money's going to be an issue with them, and if this little thing, when I don't know what's this little thing, if his statement that I forgot about you took her off like that, Lord have mercy. If it's something big, they're gonna be done for.
But
they're gonna be done for.
But the thing, my problem with that is this: he was telling you it's okay for you to forget about him and spend your time by yourself.
Right.
It was okay for you to go to I'm recuperating and enjoying myself, and you really forgot about him without saying I forgot about him, right? And so he found something to do, and say, you know, I hung out with David. We did this, and this. Isn't that you mad that he forgot about you, or are you mad that he didn't do the activities with you, but he did it with David, right? And that him and David was actually having a great time and enjoying themselves. And I said it earlier, and I think I said in our review. If I'm on my honeymoon with my wife, I'm not really going to hang out with my boy on our honeymoon. I might be in the room by myself, or we may wait for you to get finished doing whatever you need to do. I'm not going to spend that time, but I get it. You want to pick your boy up, and him and David had they had conversation. They can talk. This is something that he enjoyed doing, relaxing. Right? Juan seems like the guy, he doesn't mind helping people. Right? He seemed like the guy, he doesn't mind lifting other people up for the sacrifice. Even when she was talking about, he like, yo, you really passive aggressive. At least come out and tell me what the issue is. Come out and tell me what the problem is, so we can get over it, so we can get past it, so we can get through it, so we can enjoy it. Can you imagine if she would have told him, hey, you sit at the table, you said you forgot about me, that really was hurtful. Those pictures would have been better. The moment would have been more enjoyable, right? And I know everybody can't get over stuff that quickly, but at a certain point in time in relationships, you have to be able to articulate. I guess that's the word for today. Articulate and share your hurt, your frustration, so it does not linger all day as you being mad. Let's get this thing fixed. So let's this thing taken care of, so we can enjoy the moment. The other thing I don't like about the fact with her is that she this energy thing. I get it and I understand it. But everybody's energy is not always the same, right? And everybody's energy is not always the same. And your energy is not always up here neither. And his energy is not always going to be up there. But how do you manage with each other? Can you help transfer some of your energy to him to lift him up, or he transfers some of your energy to you to bring you up? And I think that's what she has to realize. This is a marriage thing, because now you guys are together. You can't do too many individual things. I think he talked about, what was it? They talked about, coming into the house. When she comes into the house, she doesn't want to speak for 30 minutes. Well, where does that work at? I'd rather you stay in the car for 30 minutes and then come in the house and say, hey, you just can't pop into the house and don't talk. Because maybe remember, he works from home. So you're the first person he probably seen in 8 hours, right? In physical. So he wants to say, how's your day, wife? Did you have a great day? You want me to wait an extra 30 minutes? What if those 30 minutes takes me to the gym? Those 30 minutes take me to go walk the dog. Those 30 minutes take me to a meeting. Now it can go from 30 minutes that we're not speaking to a whole another 4 or 5 hours that we never discuss anything. Now you feeling lonely, or you feel like I forgot about you again. So it's those simple things that I think she has to learn and put in perspective. It's not really about you at this point. It's about us. And the language has to change. Just my thoughts on her. The language got to change, because she want to do everything that she wants to do. But there's some things that he has to do as well to get himself together and get himself right.
Yeah, you just remind me of this. But I'm thankful that Juan wasn't petty like her. I think I kind of said that before, but he could have been petty too. And them pictures would have really been a mess. Instead, he talked her through it. So,
anybody else have thoughts on Juan and Karla?
Karla Ewan.
So let's get to the train wreck.
We didn't touch Did we do
Ikechi
and MM? I didn't really have a whole lot for them.
Just thoughts on Ikechi and
MM.
Anybody on Acacia and MM? Let's
Oh, go ahead, Tommy.
I was gonna say she was trying to give it to him, and he was like, "No, I don't want it." What was they eating? A honey pack?
honey, honey stick. You want some of this honey stick?
honey pack.
A honey pack.
Oh, okay, yeah. She was like, I don't know.
And Tommy
man.
didn't know what that was, like, at all.
I was thinking the honey pack was them pack of pills. Like, I didn't think it was like the honey sticks.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out what it do.
Sorry, Jax.
It's supposed to be like
It's just honey. You just eat it.
I thought it was,
I thought it was like the gas station honey.
Yes, that's what I thought a honey pack was until she pulled them sticks out. And I was like, oh, okay.
Maybe
Yeah, I
it
never-
is still that because the way she was talking about it.
Yeah.
Right. Let
Honey-
me say this real quick. Tommy, you wrong for saying he said it like that. Oh no, I don't want none.
He
Shit,
did.
my mama get off of me. My mama gonna watch this.
All right. I give my wrestlers have honey packs. It's coming like a little orange packet, and we eat those to maintain. We give you the natural sugar high or the natural weight stuff. So that's what I knew what honey packs were. I didn't know it came in a stick like she had because we have boxes of honey pack. I mean, for weight control and energy and stuff like that, I give kids they eat honey. So I knew what a honey pack was, but not.
Well,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all ain't see what she did. Like, ooh, you knew what a honey pack was. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I do want to say about them. To me, both of them have their like representative full presentation. Both of them. And I do also want to say, because I hate that I missed y'all last week because I be feeling like I'm repeating myself. And then I don't watch because I don't want y'all's opinions to, get in my brain and then your opinion just become mine, especially Tommy's. Because
You got it. You
You and Tommy be on the same.
But we think the
page.
same way.
Artika, listen. Let me give him a hard time.
I like it when you say good. Yeah, I like that, Tommy. I like that.
You be liking it, Tommy. Lately, I don't know, these last few years, these last few episodes, you've been on point with me. Like,
hey, yeah.
But I just feel like they both have their representatives out, like heavy. And when they keep talking about intimacy, we know that intimacy is more than just physical. I don't see the emotional intimacy that they have. I don't see the spiritual connection. All I see is that they sit next to each other and that she is into him and he's just like, yeah, it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just tolerating it. This one of them ones where she likes him, I think, more than he likes her. And I don't know. And then I got that feeling, that whole Houston thing, I want to say, what was it? He applied in Houston, didn't get it, came to Chicago, like that whole thing. And he a poet, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that is just giving me, you just really trying to, but I hope not. I do like though that, he does work with words. So I do like that he asked her, how do you like to be loved? Or how do you prefer to be loved? I do like that he asked, what is your example of what love looks like? Or who is your example of what love looks like? I can't remember which one it was, but I liked it. I actually wrote it down and had to think about that for myself. Like, what is my example of a healthy marriage? Like, I did like that, but I don't like that I feel like he low-key playing with her. I do feel like he low-key like, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't quite put my finger on it, but I know that they both have their representatives out. Like, she is definitely putting her best foot forward. Like, you can see that I can't, but when I figure it out, when I can articulate what it is that I know is missing, we all gonna see it at the same time. But we all see that their representatives have shown up. And then like, because they supposed to have this like good chemistry, we ain't seen no real hand holding, we ain't seen no snuggling, we ain't seen no good kisses. We ain't even seen the like 5-second peck. Yeah, don't do him like that, Artika. You better hold his hand, girl. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. And then I just want to go back to that, to Camille and Thomas and that little peck. She might as well keep that. Like, why is we even doing that? Because that don't even look like you want to. Because if y'all gave each other a peck right now, it wouldn't look like that. That looked like I'm, kissing on the cheek or something. Like, nobody is giving any kind of like affection. But like I said, I know intimacy is more than just physical intimacy. But if they got the chemistry, like people, like they were saying at the beginning of the honeymoon, remember they were like, oh, y'all got great chemistry. If they had that chemistry, we would be able to read it. All I'm seeing is that she's sitting up under him because she is attracted to him. I don't feel like it's reciprocated. And I don't know. And yeah, Sean, she sure did. Oh, it was an aphrodisiac. She did want to get it popping. And he said, get off of me. My mama gonna watch this. Get off of me. Yeah, your mama is hoping. Your mama is hoping that you was gonna get some. Okay. I'm done. But them is my initial thoughts. I got other thoughts, but them is my initial thoughts.
I fully agree with the representative showing. Fully agree.
What were you about to say?
I was gonna say I think something's off. That's what I can't figure out what it was with Ikechi. But I was like something ain't right. You know, it just don't sit well. Is that a fruit snack too? Go get me another one, man.
Finish your sentence.
I did. I was just agreeing with Talisa. I was like, something ain't right with Ikechi.
I'll agree. Something isn't right. When they've had conversations, I have consistently thought that she was very into him. And even dating back to the first time I believe she asked him, was she his type or something like that? He was like, black women are my type. And I was like, her tablet. If you thought I was attractive, your answer would just be yes. You would not then go back and generalize it to the black women answer. He don't like her. I don't think he's really looking for a wife. I think he's looking for opportunity. And this just fits the bill because once he gets divorced, he'll be able to now say that he's 40 plus and divorced instead of 40 plus and never been married. That sounds better. At least in his mind. But I don't know. It's just he's going to be the issue in this relationship. I can see that. So I just leave that as what it is. But that's all I got.
Yeah, she's all in. I mean, even when they was in the pool or whatever case may be, she's ready. She's ready to go. Like if he wanted to give it to her, he could have gave it to her already. And she is down for it, right? She is ready. She is ready to get full force in. And I think that is too much too soon for them. I think he's saying all the right things. It doesn't come off genuine, right? Even with the questions that he asked, it's like, I know that I'm on TV, so let me ask the right question to make it look like I'm the sentimental, loving type guy. So let me ask the right questions to make sure I'm good with this, right? Even to last week when he covered her hair when it was raining outside, and he put the towel over her head and ushered her in, and I'm like, that's a good gesture, but that food outside getting wet, right? Like, and so it's like he does all the good things, but are you really into her, right? Even with the kid question, like, do you want kids? Oh, I think he said, I want kids, and that I would like to have kids. And then she goes on to say, like she wasn't sure if she wanted kids.
She said, I'm open.
Yeah, I'm open to having kids. Those type of things where there's no clear-cut answers. I think he's really gonna go off when he realizes that she's not emotional. And I think that's one of the things that he's gonna be upset about, because she's not really emotional because she hasn't been able to show emotion. Well, in her life, her family didn't show emotion. They didn't show and so he's trying to see what works for her, right? What he told her the sob story last week. It didn't catch the way it was supposed to catch. This week he went into asking all the right romantic questions. When she's trying to have that sexual moment with him, he doesn't want none of it, which I think that was for the camera, because the way that he was dressed when he got in that bed looked like he wasn't dressed for bed, right? It looked like all the play of my mama's gonna watch and this, that, and the other, that was just for camera talk. So I'm really between, like you guys, I'm the same way. I don't know what's for real with him and what's not. And I think their schedule when they get home, and her being a nurse practitioner, him being a school counselor or whatnot, that their relationship is going to sever or separate because they won't have time to spend with each other. and they won't be able to communicate. It's cool when you're on the honeymoon. You got 24 hours to just talk and do all that. I don't think they built a strong enough foundation for when they get back to Chicago that can last their lifestyles. Because I think his lifestyle is more open. The way that his aunts put it, he's a superstar, and everybody knows his name, and he's always out there, and he's always doing this and the other, and the way her family put it, she's always at work. So when do you get to compliment and deal with each other? So I don't think it's going to work, but I don't think he's 100% genuine in his approach. And it was also another city there too. From what I heard, he tried out for Atlanta as well. So it was Atlanta, Houston, and Chicago, and he didn't get Atlanta or Houston, but he did end up with the Chicago one. So it's something there, and I'm not going to put it all on him. It's something with her too, with not being so emotional or so caught up that it could affect the person in a way. She was all about business. She was about building a business, about making, and nothing wrong with building your business, building your brand. But now you're bringing somebody else in. It's like that the child who, can you play with others? Do you know how to integrate other people into your life? And I think that's where she has to work on. So I'm done.
I'm gonna say at the really quick, because I didn't realize Jackie didn't go. At the reception, she said, "I'm good." At the reception, he has said that everybody kept coming up to her saying she's a really good person. She's a really good person. And you know when people have to tell you that she's a really good person, it's because she probably be cutting up. But she probably is a good person, but she be cutting up. Like, no, her heart is good. She means well. She a really good person because she be cutting up. Let me tell you.
Yeah, and we ain't see her cut up yet. She gonna be cutting up.
I think she gonna cut up.
I think those two, when they really get angry, you see the other side of them, they're gonna go. It's like oil and water. I think they're gonna go back and forth. It's gonna be one of those moments that he gonna see the Nigerian and the Chicagoan come out, and her. So I think it's gonna be one of those
he's
moments.
looking for fame.
But how much fame do you get off of this show, though?
None.
You can finesse it.
The most famous person has been what's her name from season
Jamie
1?
Otis.
Yep, her.
Yep.
And that's because she
finesse it if
started
you do
doing
it
other
right.
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
she's only, to me, famous in the Married at First Sight world.
Right.
Like, it doesn't extend beyond that.
Sometimes that's all that matters.
I mean, sometimes that's all you need.
True. I mean, even Woody and Amani didn't flip it to that. And I think you ask people who one of the most popular couples, I think they might name. I think it's them.
Mhm.
Or what's her name? Shanti,
Shanice and
Shanice and Jeffy.
And
They
Jeopardy,
just too hot and cold for me.
you
They've
know,
been hot and cold since they met each
like
other.
you get your 15 minutes on Married at First Sight, or you get your 6 months, depends on how long they want to stretch the show out.
Mm-hmm.
You just
But
gotta
after
figure out
that-
how to catapult it. And I watch he gonna have a book that he writes about finding love after divorce.
Yeah. It's the platform. If you play your cards, if you're on TV and you play your cards right, you can finesse it into a bigger platform.
Yeah.
He gonna be on Dear Future Wifey podcast. Mark my words.
Oh yeah.
Yep, he was on the after party, but as soon as the season wraps, that's where he gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it. I bet
about his inner boy.
Not his inner boy. Anyway, that's all I got for them.
I believe it.
Oh man, yeah, that's all I got for them. I just think he ain't genuine, and we'll see more when they get back to Chicago. Final couple, David and Michelle. David and Michelle. You want to start with them?
Do I? No, I don't.
Well, I'll go.
Go ahead, Tom.
Because I gotta put Lily in the bed here in like 5 minutes. David and Michelle feel real bad for David, and I don't feel real bad for Michelle just because she making all this stuff up in her head. It's like you're ruining somebody. Like you ain't even thinking about it from his perspective at all. And I just thought about that. It's like you're saying he stays at home with his parents. He don't really have an idea as to what he wants to do. You don't like the way he looks. You say he's attractive, but he has a dad bod, and you don't like it. But you're not trying. And I think that's what bothers me more than anything else in the world. You see, this man is shooting, and you ain't trying at all. Like, you can't get past one aspect of the thing, and y'all are in paradise, and you're just stuck on that. And this, like, the thing about the bed that bothers me too, because does he have to sleep on the couch and you the one with the problem? I think the person with the problem needs to sleep on the uncomfortable couch. Like, that's personally what I think. And if I was him, I would have just been like, stay on your side, I'll stay on mine.
Well, that makes him to be the gentleman by giving up the bed.
Man, I don't want to hear all that, man.
It takes literally no effort for him to be the shining star of this relationship.
Right. He just has to show up and say, hey, how are you today? She's going to be like, you getting on my nerves. I need the whole day and not.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Tommy.
Look, I started messing with stuff over there, and she just get mad at. I was looking at Talisa like, what's wrong with Talisa? But he like, and then she say, oh, I'm having a good time today. I was like, I wanted to reach through that TV, man, while she was saying that. You could have been having a great time this whole time. This man said, do you want to take a walk with me? Do you know how much fun a walk is with somebody?
But all of this is over somewhere that she will never have to lay her head.
Only reason she has to go over there is because that's what they do a part of the show. Mm-hmm. You will never have to go over there unless you say I do after the 8 weeks. And by that time, if you get to the point of saying I do, him staying at the parents' house is a conversation y'all already had.
Then you don't have to go over there.
Right. Like,
you literally never have to go into that space. You might have to go to his parents' house, but you never have to go into that space for anything. It's all very weird. And I also like last episode when he was trying to, I think it was last episode when he was trying to ask her questions about like her family life. She was just like, absolutely not. We're not talking about it. This week, she was a little bit more like forthcoming, but it was still like she was being very closed off on information.
I feel like somebody said something to her.
Production?
Like, no, like, hey, you need to do X, Y, and Z. It was some type of ultimatum given because that's a drastic change.
Mm-hmm.
Did they just freeze?
Yeah, because at first I thought it was me, so it's them. They did.
Me too.
Yeah, so they just froze.
Are we back?
We can hear you, but you're not moving.
Okay,
there you go.
Okay, we can see ourselves now. Y'all all went black and with circles.
Yeah, she said, I'm finna go put Lily in the bed. But last thing I want to say is, yeah, man, she ain't right, man. And I feel bad for David because he's like trying and he going out on dates with Juan, going to work out with Madison.
Juan's gonna be his wingman when he
and Madison gonna be his girlfriend.
Is that the couple swap thing?
I don't know.
We gotta watch.
Ain't that what they say? Ain't that what they said?
Tommy, you went there. That's what I was gonna say earlier that I didn't want to say. If you ask me, I think Madison is gonna end up messing with David. That's what I think.
I mean, shoot, man. Like, I'm not saying that cheating is good, but I is it first off? Is this cheating? It's the first thing.
Technically, yes.
No, we're not technical. We're gonna go with logic.
In the technical sense, yes, they're married.
But in the logical sense,
yes.
Anyway,
it was a commitment made.
Okay, there's a commitment there.
Help him out.
But then also, I'm not condoning cheating. But if she don't, like we talked about this previously, if she don't give him anything, right? Like, if you ain't trying to talk to me, you ain't trying to do anything for me, how does he feel that void?
Right after 8 weeks, dog.
Well, it's not.
I mean, like, cheating is wrong. Like, yeah, you don't do that part, but it's like, what do you do? like because let's say, because at this point I'm speculating. Let's say that the rest of their marriage, bless you, is like how it was on the honeymoon, where he's asking questions and she's not responding. Because I think in the previews they went to the apartment and she was like, "It's what I thought it was," and had this problem with the way he lived. Which I'm like, bro, that's a tight squeeze, man. You're a big fella. That's a tight squeeze there.
He messed up. I would never took her. If you already know she has an issue with it, don't take her.
Yeah, I wouldn't have took her over there.
Well, I think this is what we pre-planned for our episode. So we'll be at your parents' house at 9 a.m. and that's where they gotta go with it.
But nah, man.
He should have been like, you know
what? What's old girl from that was married to Henry? Christina.
She
that never had anywhere to live
because she lived in her car.
Mm-hmm.
And they showed her car.
Unhoused.
That's all I got, though, guys. Let me put Lily in the bed.
All right. To Lisa, your thoughts on Melissa?
Why you keep calling that lady Melissa?
Michelle and David. Sorry.
First off, I know we say that it was when he told her that he lived in the basement at his mom and them house. It was when she saw him. He was ecstatic about her. You could see it in her face, because I had to rewind it, that she was not happy with him aesthetically. And so on top of that, you add on to the fact that you smoke cigarettes and you live in the basement at your mama house. And it's a no. But if we just add one more level, because he like blonde hair, blue-eyed women, right? That's what he like. But when we think culturally, they're two different people. He's Puerto Rican, and they are very much so about their family, right? For the most part. I mean, for the most part. But she don't have what they say. It was woman power, very feministic in her household, right? I've been doing everything on my own. So it looks very foreign for someone to have a loving mother and father who are going to welcome you back home and let you stay there at 36. And I just feel like she's doing herself a disservice, because this man is very much so all into her. And if I had liked a lighter shade of anything, I would holler at him. I'd be like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like, even earlier before we started, Glenn asked me if I would have dated him with him living in his mom's basement. And I said, it depends. And one of the things that it depends on is why are you there? You said it's because, you came back, and why spend all this money because you no longer with the woman, but are you saving your money? Like, what is the plan? What are you doing? So all of those things are something, and she just might be doing herself a disservice, because I bet you she ain't had nobody like her and look at her the way he looks at her, because she ain't really that cute. Okay. If you let me tell it, ain't nobody more beautiful than a black woman to me. Okay. I don't care. And she is definitely, for me, on the bottom rung of others. I don't think that she's attractive, but he sees her as like, oh my God, the sky opened up, and she's being mean for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Once she got on that train and decided, I don't like him because he lives in a basement. Like, I want somebody, what did she say? I want somebody who has the same goals and success that I have. And so, have you even talked about what your goals are? You haven't. You're making an assumption because he lives in his basement. You're not making any provision for anything, and you're not able to have any conversations to really know where this man's head is, because he hella structured, that's for sure. And if he's got that much structure and organization and willing to change things, because he immediately said, I don't have to smoke, I just do it, for whatever, right? It is. I don't like that ponytail either. Okay, Deshauna, I don't like that ponytail either. And so I just feel like she's doing herself a disservice, and honestly, he's doing too much to keep her. Okay, to me, I feel like he needs to just pull up and just let the cards fall as they may. Like, she talked crazy, and then she got the nerve to be like, what did she say to him? I feel like you're talking at me and you keep interrupting me. And maybe like I said, it's culturally, because when we talk, it's just a dialogue that happens between two people. And sometimes it looks like I'm starting when you're finishing, because it sounds like, we're anticipating the end of your, it's just the way a conversation flows. And maybe for her, it's everybody stops and then you go. And then you go. Because I didn't feel like he was talking at her. I think that he was, I don't know. He just seems like he's giving her a lot of grace and is very like affirmative towards her. I don't know. I say, let the cards fall as they may. Anyway. Oh yeah, makeup. She makeup pretty. I'm finished.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was always funny, that she wanted a light-skinned black guy. That's what she said. She said, I wanted a tall, light-skinned black guy. Right.
So she wanted Thomas.
Right.
That's what it sounds like, right?
That's
Because now y'all told me Thomas identifies as black.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? And truth be told, what's her name? Camille wants David, because he's got a little more edge to him.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Camille wanted.
But he Puerto Rican, but you know how Puerto Ricans feel like they black. So
because his daddy is black presenting.
His daddy is very much so black presenting.
Oh
so,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They could have swapped those two, but but again, that's what she's looking for. To me, I think she's doing. She's so much into her head, and I'm gonna add one more thing. Talisa said, "Any curses, any curses."
Oh, and he curses a lot. Yeah. I mean, I like a good cussing, but he do cuss a lot.
That was her thing. Like, oh, you curse like that? Like, you say that all the time?
Yeah, we can reel that in. Not you telling me reel something. You don't like me. I'm not finna change nothing for you.
Reel your attitude in.
Yeah.
Right.
Be nice. As Lily says, be kind.
Be kind.
Right.
Be kind, right? And so to that, in the fact that you're on a honeymoon for 7 days, and you and this guy don't do any interaction until like day 4, where you have a fun activity. It is like activities all day long that you can do at this all-inclusive resort, right? You can eat and have fun, and you hung up on the fact that I live in my parents' basement. Well, I do blame him, because he should have never told her. I would never told her. So we got back, get ready to go back to the apartment. Go back to the apartments, right? After the honeymoon. But for you not to be able to get over that lets me know that it's much more than just the apartment. It's much more, because I can live in my parents. I think, Talisa, we talked about it before we came on the air. I can tell you I live in my parents' apartment, but I'm going to show you my bank account.
That house.
Well, yeah, their house. Sorry, live in their house. But I'm going to show you my bank account where I just bought my apartment, where I just sold my house. I'm going to show you my bank account where I just worked these 2 jobs, because I worked 2 jobs, 2 full-time jobs. Hey, I'm letting you know this is temporary. My mom was sick. I had to stay here for 8 months. But this is how much money I have saved up. And if this thing works out with us, we'll never go back. I'll never go back there ever again. I'd be willing to go where you want to go. Let's work this thing out together. That's how he needed to come out, but he didn't come out that way. And so for her, she feels no security. She feels no relief. And she don't think he can meet her needs, because again, she's that superwoman where I did it all by myself. I got girl power. We did all this. And so what can you do for me? What can you bring to me that I can't already do for myself? And that's what she's trying to figure out with David. What can you give me that I can't give myself? And he's trying to figure out. He just so enthralled the fact that she's blonde hair and blue eyes. And he's not really he's not getting nothing from this relationship. He has not got one compliment whatsoever. When she first met him, she said, you look like the genie. You look like a genie. Now, who says the genie? What kind of compliment is that? Right? I don't think she, if I'm wrong, y'all tell me, has she complimented him on anything?
No.
And then she don't even want
to work for her. For her to be offended by him too. Like, she sat there for a minute when he got pissed off at her a few episodes ago, and she was trying to find her tears.
She was stuck. She was like, not you trying to be upset. This is my show.
But
I do the upset.
But then she always say he's a nice guy, he's a good guy. Well, if he's a nice guy, he's a good guy, why can't you get over the fact that he lives in the basement?
But let me go back to something you said. She don't know nothing about this man. She not trying to find out nothing about him. she would know what his plan is. She keeps saying that I feel like it's not temporary, but you haven't given him a chance to say anything. She won't, like Artika said, he tried to have the conversation. What's your family background? She was not having it before. She was a little more forthcoming this time, which I appreciated. But she not trying to talk to this man, all because he lived with his parents' basement. He said he only been there for 8 months. He only been there for 8 months. As far as the ponytail, me and my daughter said the same thing. When I tell you the fun I would have with that man's hair, I would have me a good old time. If I couldn't find nothing else, I like your hair. Let me put it up in a bun for you. She could have anything. Like you said, we on a resort. I think we talked about this last week, Artika. You on a resort in Cancun. It is so much to do. I'm not finna be miserable because I'm upset about you living in your parents' house in the basement. Like, get off it, girl. Get off it. And
what your sister just said, she said Michelle thinks she's better than David. I think Michelle thinks she's better than a lot of people.
Absolutely.
It's not just David. Like, David is just the attacking point, because I also think that she thinks she's better than her family. That's why she had to leave the small town. And she's like, I have a 2-day maximum on going back. And all these things. It's like she thinks that she's better than a lot of people, and she doesn't know how to just assess the situation for what it is. She has to react, and it has to be a big reaction.
Yeah.
I'm getting very much. I was prom queen of King High School. This is beneath me. You know what I'm saying? I got that too, Artika's like, I'm not, I'm this little small town is, I'm bigger than this. I'm bigger than this. And you really not, because when you start to talk about her family history, I was like, girl, please. You ain't all that. You ain't all that. But
she raised up.
And I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. The thing with I don't feel comfortable staying in the, but that man, he ain't trying to attack you. He really could have read you. He really could have read you. For as disrespectful and mean and hateful as she has been, he has been nothing but kind. He could have got more upset more times and to another level than he did that one time. And for you to say, like, you don't feel comfortable staying in this in the apartment with him in the room, again, it's a bed. It's a bed. Sleep in the bed. It ain't that serious. He ain't trying to push up on you. We see that. He ain't that. Like, girl, bye. She's irritating.
He definitely the one that's he definitely the one that's sexting or whatever. He definitely the one that's cheating. I feel like it's him. Hands down, I feel like it's him. If it's anybody else,
the girl who name tattooed on his chest. He probably sent her a message and was like, "Man, I messed up. I got married. And let me tell you,
I
she ain't the one. She ain't better than you, babe."
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to. I want to see more than when they're in Chicago. I want to see how this plays out with him sleeping in the other room. Again, and it has never worked, right? When a person sleeps in another room with your mate, it has never worked. Their relationship is over. That is the what's that? The doom question.
What's his name said
Can
that?
we sleep in another room?
What's his name
Nope.
said that?
That relationship is over.
Laterris Whitfield said that on the after party. He said you are cheating the whole the experience when you do that. When you put those kind of because what was the point of y'all being married at first sight? Like, what was the point? Either you're all in it or you're not. And again, Married at First Sight been on how many seasons? Have you watched the show, dummy?
Show.
Have you watched it?
Felt that.
It don't work. It do not work. So,
but I mean, not just it don't work. I feel like anybody coming on the show at this point, you should know a little bit what to expect. And we keep getting people that don't like what?
It's just like marriage. What do you expect? To sleep in the same house, in the same bed. Like, I'm confused where they missed that part at, because that's just the small thing. I can see you being overwhelmed with all of the like cameras in your face and things like that. But like to say, I don't know how we're gonna do this with the sleeping in the same bed with each other. You slept in the bed with him on the honeymoon. What changed? I mean, not on honeymoon, on the wedding night. What changed?
Right.
Mhm.
Right. What changed? The first night you slept in the bed with him, right?
She ain't like that man from the moment she laid eyes on him.
From
That
the
is
moment.
not what she wanted. That was she. Then which one of y'all said that she wanted a Thomas?
Yes.
You know, that had more of a classic clean look. I don't know what else to call it.
She so did sit next to him on the plane.
I remember they separated me and well, it wasn't really a true separation. We were on the same row,
Separation.
but we were across the aisle from each other. We were both the end seat. And he was like, I need somebody to switch with me. Like when we were on our way back from our honeymoon, he was like, I don't like this. Like, I know she right there, but a cart can roll between us. I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's Southwest. Y'all could have picked the same seat. He could have switched and sat in the. No, I mean, Tom. These two, he could have. She wanted a window. We both wanted a window seat. As a gentleman, he could be like, you know what, you can have the window seat, and let's move on.
He knew she didn't want to sit next to him.
He's a bigger fellow, so he probably did want to sit in the middle.
He didn't. He needed to sit on the aisle.
He did.
Sit on the aisle.
Yeah. Balance the plane out a little bit, I guess.
Balance the plane.
Yeah, it is. This we know this one is doomed, but we'll see in the next couple of weeks how this thing plays out. We appreciate you guys. Closing thoughts for anybody, man. What y'all working on? What we got going on? August love story. What you got?
I'm working on my vlogmas stuff. I'm actually gonna get off, get my video exported, upload it, and it's gonna be my first video for vlogmas. And I got my second one already recorded. Now we're gonna get to day 3, and it's gonna start getting a little iffy for me. But I had
He said we're gonna get at least 5 videos this season. So he almost to the halfway point.
I am. So
okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on, and yeah, that's what I got.
The only thing that I'm working on is I finally planted my fall garden, right before the frost. I'm about to start working on some stuff for both my garden and Lily's school's garden. So I'm gonna try to get that stuff up on my channel, Life with Artika. So hopefully that also becomes 5 videos this month. Okay. And not just 1 video this month, or 0 videos is what I've been averaging.
To Lisa, what you working on?
I'm working on showing up on Sundays.
I know that's right.
I'm gonna commit to. I'm working on showing up on Sundays. I am absolutely wanting to record Married at First Sight and have it uploaded on my channel. But other than that, I'm not even gonna play with y'all and commit to a full season. What I am going to try and commit to is coming on here every Sunday, except for Sundays that I'm busy. Other than that,
hey man, be honest. That's fair. We're trying to work on some stuff. We ain't there yet, but it's coming. Life is life.
Life is life, man.
Life is life. So we're working on stuff, but if this is your first time to any one of our channels, or you're on Jack Glenn, or you're on to Lisa Ray's, or you're on August Love Story, make sure you hit the subscribe button to all our channels for the new content that we're coming out. Make sure you hit that bell button, the subscribe button, continue to leave comments, thumbs up. Let us continue to know what's going on with Married at First Sight. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us, and see y'all next Sunday as we continue more discussion on Married at First Sight. Deuces.
Bye, sister.
Peace.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm working on trying to get on the show.